The world's economy is constantly evolving, and some countries have managed to build a strong financial base, thanks to their natural resources, booming industries, and favorable trade policies. In this blog, we will be discussing the top 10 richest countries in the world based on their GDP per capita. Qatar. With a GDP per capita of $59,330, Qatar is the richest country in the world. The country has a small population of just over 2.5 million, but it has abundant natural gas reserves, which account for the majority of its GDP. Qatar has been investing heavily in infrastructure development, which has boosted the growth of the construction and real estate sectors. Macau SAR, China. Macau SAR, China has a GDP per capita of $58,800, making it the second richest country in the world. This autonomous region of China has a population of around 680,000 and is known for its casinos and tourism industry. The economy of Macau SAR, China is heavily dependent on the gambling industry, which has been booming in recent years. Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a small country with a population of just over 600,000, but it has a GDP per capita of $119,719, making it the third richest country in the world. The country's economy is heavily dependent on the financial sector, and it has a thriving banking industry that caters to clients from all over the world. Singapore. Singapore is a highly developed city-state with a population of around 5.7 million. The country has a GDP per capita of $65,233, making it the fourth richest country in the world. Singapore has a diverse economy that is driven by the manufacturing, finance, and tourism sectors. Brunei Darussalam. Brunei Darussalam has a population of just over 400,000 and a GDP per capita of $49,737. The country's economy is heavily dependent on the oil and gas industry, which accounts for over 90% of its exports. Brunei Darussalam has been investing heavily in infrastructure development and diversifying its economy, which has boosted the growth of the manufacturing and service sectors. Ireland. Ireland is a small country with a population of around 5 million, but it has a GDP per capita of $81,433, making it the sixth richest country in the world. The country's economy is heavily dependent on the technology and pharmaceutical sectors, which have been growing rapidly in recent years. Norway. Norway is a Scandinavian country with a population of around 5.4 million. The country has a GDP per capita of $76,408, making it the seventh richest country in the world. Norway's economy is heavily dependent on the oil and gas industry, but the country has been investing heavily in renewable energy and other sectors to diversify its economy. United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates has a population of around 9.9 million and a GDP per capita of $43,040. The country's economy is heavily dependent on the oil and gas industry, but it has been investing heavily in infrastructure development and diversifying its economy to reduce its dependence on the hydrocarbon sector. Kuwait. Kuwait has a population of around 4.3 million and a GDP per capita of $41,752. The country's economy is heavily dependent on the oil and gas industry, which accounts for over 90% of its exports. Kuwait has been investing heavily in infrastructure development and diversifying its economy to reduce its dependence on the hydrocarbon sector. Switzerland. Switzerland is a small country with a population of around 8.6 million, but it has a GDP per capita of $81,994, making it the 10th richest country in the world.